holy man of Istanbul. And these are basically holy men who purportedly lived a long time ago. They have this religious aura around them, but I think they're far older figures, maybe Byzantine or even pagan sites of worship, extraordinary names and deeds and stories. Okay, so this one is interesting. This is called the Cockfather, and no, it's not what it sounds like. Basically, this man is buried in a small, it's a small ancient tomb between two buildings in a certain busy part of Istanbul, and it only is marked by a short and rough stone, and the stone was painted green, and with yellow letters the words Cockfather were written on the stone. I'm not even commenting, but this Cockfather was actually a mentally challenged warrior in the army of Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror, the guy who took Constantinople from the Byzantines and ushered in its transformation from Constantinople to Istanbul. This guy was a mentally challenged soldier in that army. It's a Private Piles kind of situation. And he could not speak, but each morning he would rise before all the other soldiers and crow like a cock. He would go cook-a-doo-doo-doo, and wake the armies up. People would visit the grave of the Cockfather for prayers, and sometimes they would sacrifice a little chicken or a rooster for him. His grave is here because he breached the walls of Constantinople with a sword in his hand, and crowing like a rooster, he fought Byzantine soldiers until he was shot down with some arrows and just died there. And that site became the tomb of Cockfather. So this was a man, he was a mystic of the time, the damning father, Kahhar Baba. And until the dawn, until the break of dawn, every night, he would occupy himself with mystical worship, in which he would consider the names of God in the Muslim religion. Now, one of those names, God has many names, over 100 names in the Muslim religion. And one of them is the Kahhar, the damning one. These are like adjective names of the God. And one of them is, usually these names are like the lenient one, the benevolent one, the forgiving one, but one of them is the damning one, Kahhar Baba. So until the break of dawn, this mystical guy would worship God in his own mystical ways, and then scream from his stone cell, Ya Kahhar, oh damning one, damn it all, damning one, damn it all, stuff like this. And then he died. But he was such a holy man. I think he also had like a mental situation, to be honest. Tourette's syndrome, who knows. And then people would come in and pray in his name, and then they would tie little rags on the bars of the windows. And then this place was such a popular site of visit that the windows were almost invisible from all the little rags and bits of linen tied on the window bars. And that's all. Like, he didn't damn anybody, he just shouted that thing. And to my best understanding, if you come to visit him, you come with good wishes for yourself. You don't come there to damn your enemies, you know. It's not Death Note. Yeah, just a man locked in a room saying, God damn it, God damn it, God damn it, until the morning. Ellie Brooks says, he's just like me, I swear. Okay. So these are the stories of Istanbul's saints and holy men. And these are kind of like strange stories. Like, they are mystical, sometimes they're witty. In some cases, they're connected to people. In other cases, I think they're just legends. And in fact, it's not in this book, but in recent decades, there was this case of Bardakçı Baba. Basically, Bardakçı Baba means cup father, okay? Or drinking glass father. Now, this person did not exist, but a secular skeptic businessman just put some stones behind the building, and on the stones he had the name Bardakçı Baba carved. So it kind of looked like a tomb, but not so much. Now, everybody knew this thing did not exist until yesterday, but they started coming there and leaving behind glasses or smashed cups near the so-called tomb, Bardakçı Baba, and it became a legitimate site of worship. Folk religion worship, of course. Like, it was not officially consecrated as a mosque or anything. But people came there and this thing took a life of its own. I think that's how a lot of these stories got started, to be honest. So let's look at the story of the sieve father, Elekli Baba. So in older days, it was a thing to sieve flour. So you had to like make sure the flour you used to make bread was fine and uniform. So there were these guys with sieves, and they would just like take flour and sieve it through, so you separated all the stones and stuff. And I remember even when I was a kid, there's a risk of like eating bread with hard kernels or even little stones in them, and believe me, it's not a good experience. So you have to do this. So there were these guys with sieves just sieving flour, and this flour daddy, this guy, was helping bakers in the Umayyad army that attempted to conquer Constantinople before the Turks took it. So he was a pre-Turkish Islamic holy man. He was such a holy man that after the siege attempt, he lived near Istanbul, and he made out a humble living sieving flour. And then he was a very, very like wise and humble man. And the sieves he made by hand had a magical quality. When he died, people hung all of his sieves on top of his grave from strings, bits of string. So women would come here and pray, saying, if what I want will happen, may the sieves of the sieve daddy show me the way. And you got all these sieves hanging from the ceiling, and they're like kind of hanging by one string. I guess they could like spin. So if your wish happens, the sieves would face the right way as you cross the grave. If your wish won't happen, they would face towards the left. And that's how sieve daddy told you whether your wish would come true or not from beyond the grave. If I die in Istanbul, I wonder what kind of an Istanbul daddy my grave will be and who is gonna attend it. Literally, Kosemen daddy, drop art supplies for good fortune. Yeah, maybe. Sit on my grave and grind, girls. I think that would be a better. I mean, I know I would dress happy knowing that. So here's what my grave would be like. There's a stone, like so. Maybe there's like a stone hump here, but this is all like one piece of stone. It's polished. Okay. And just for posterity, this is an agnostic tomb, so it's not associated with any religion. I don't want to ruffle anybody's feathers. So there's my headstone. Of course, beneath this is the actual thing where, well, I'm long gone, but I'm smiling, I guess. So So there's my skeleton under the whole thing. Maybe with a rat eating it, I don't know. But we're only concerned with what happens above the ground now. Now I think I want some like trees and stuff around here, because graveyards are meaningless without vegetation. I mean, like, they really take you to a weird place. Plus, I think this place is gonna need some plants for privacy. I think on the foot there would be this bent iron, so people could leave their clothes and stuff. So, and I think like lady visitors could come here, hang their clothes, have a nice rub, get their wishes fulfilled. I don't know, guys. It's a silly joke. It's not intended to be religious. Let's call this a happy grave. Gandalf the Green, what about male visitors? You wait outside. Okay, for male visitors, there's actually a second cenotaph here. Something like an urn. And you can just sit on the corner, like you're on the simp chair, okay? And just put money in here. And then the custodians of the grave will just distribute that money to the poor, but you sit and you watch. All right, everybody, that was a fun lot, you know. Yeah, the grave cock chair, exactly. Okay, so this was fun. Thanks for... This is turning into some very weird fantasy. Yeah, that's why we need to change this abominable thing.